Hello everybody, and welcome to World of Tanks. I am your host, Thomas Mark, and we're currently looking at a T1 Cunningham. Now, being as this is the first video, I probably should kind of set the scene here a little bit. Purpose of this series of videos is basically to showcase the individual tanks of this game, and eventually I will move on to aircraft and battleships respectively as those games are released. The one limitation I have is what do I have available to me. Now I've got, as you can see here, lots of garage space. They actually had a sale on garage space not too long ago and I went a little nuts. But I have enough space now where I don't have to worry about it. So, in fact, I had to buy this tank again, which wasn't a big deal since the newbie tanks are free. Although the upgrades did cost me a little bit, I ain't going to sit here and cry about it. I'm probably going to have to go through and, as I do this series, go back and buy some of the older things I've already moved past. I will likely only do a video of the individual tank as I master it. The reason being, when the exception of the newbie tank is kind of an exception to this, but generally speaking, when you first buy a tank, it doesn't do well at all. The base equipment generally is not very good at all. You have to actually use the tank, and over time, over time you will you buy this other equipment, research this other equipment, buy this other equipment, which actually makes it a lot better and actually a lot more serviceable. So I will likely only do the video when I can actually give a fair view of it. Even though when you start getting into like the T1 Heavy, it will take me a long time to actually unlock this. And in fact, and stuff like this, technically I would have to unlock the M6 here for mastery, but I've already, by the time I get around to doing that, I will have everything else anyway, I think. Yeah. What is the other tank I'm looking at? The Lee. The Lee. Lee is probably one I would do, even though I still have the Sherman to do. I'm still working towards the Sherman. I have lots to say about the Lee, but we're talking about the T1 Cunningham right now. But the reason I point this out, though, first of all, this is generally how far into the game is. I'm not no master at this game or anything like that. I don't have any tier 10. This tier 5 T1 Heavy, I think, is the farthest I've gotten in any of these lines. Oh yeah. The Russian ones started a lot later. So, bear that in mind, that it will take me a long time to actually get through these trees, especially they're adding a fourth one for the French. It really depends on how much I play. Speaking of how much I play, I'll probably play a lot more. If any of you guys play this game and want to join up, I mean, I will be happy to do that too. Just send me a line. We might try to hook up one of these times. Can get like platoons up to 2, 3 for premium. I'm not premium right now, but anyway, like I said, we're just setting the scene here. As I unlock the stuff, I will probably do a video on it. I have to actually go back and buy it. For example, some of these, like the Martyr 2, I'd have to go back and buy, which is, I've been wanting to buy that back anyway. It's one of my it's one of the ones I really like. But as far as like the T1 Cunningham, I'm going to give you a I'm going to play a couple games with it, show you how it plays, show you what it looks like, even though I've not played the T1 in a little while. And I'll kind of give you my thoughts on it, again, based on the tier. Obviously, tier 1s, I'm probably going to have a lot to say, similar things to say about all of them. Obviously, a T1 Cunningham isn't going to do anything against the T30 heavy tank. But you never fight a T30 as a T1 Cunningham, so you don't have to worry about it. Well, let's just go ahead and hop right into it. To battle and victory! Yay! T1. I don't believe I actually got this thing back. It doesn't take you long to get out of the newbie ones, honestly. Yeah, and by the time you do, you've got a general sense of the game. I probably will not be doing the premium tanks, because I would have to spend real money on them. Unless it's just a premium tank I really want for some reason. So far, I've not actually had that scenario crop up. Game mechanics, I'm probably not going to get into too deeply. Because I'm showcasing tanks. I'll probably will end up talking about it a little bit, but as the series here unfolds. And we're still waiting on a match. And I'm rambling because I'm waiting on a match. Likely I will only ever do one video per tank. I might do a couple playthroughs of it. Or show a couple matches. Maybe 2 or 3 depending on the tank and whether or not I feel like I gave it a fair thing. You know, if I do 3 matches and I get blown up immediately each 3 times, I'm probably going to do a 4th one. Although I'll let you see me get blown up. I ain't shy about that. It happens. Sometimes I do well, sometimes I don't. Oh, here we go, Hummeldorf. Not one of my favorite maps, but that's okay. That's okay. Got some Panzer II. Oh, they got some Panzer IIs. Kind of get as you play the game, get more experience with the different models, and maybe this video series will even help you with that. You'll get used to, just by the name, what is that? What is its capabilities, and so forth. T2 medium. Looks like we're a little heavier than they are. I got some of these these T2 mediums, which is a very good, solid tank. If it's what I'm thinking it is. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm hoping there isn't a whole lot of lag with me recording. Because that would suck. And probably annoy the people I'm playing with. Inquisitor is the name I use on the World of Tanks. So, as opposed to Thomas Mark. In fact, Inquisitor is what I used a lot more online than in Thomas Mark.
Let's get this show on the road.
We'll do that. So here's our tank. I haven't played in a couple of days. We're trying to readjust here. Looked like that was a LOL tractor, as it's known in the game. One criticism I do have about this game is the map kind of hard to see where you're at times. Your little white dot on a small map. And I'm like messing up royally. I'm not even... It's been a while since I've been in this tank. This is not a good place to be. There's a lot of fire zones right there. Kind of surprised I've not come across anything. It's kind of making me think I was lagging, but apparently I wasn't. Well, this isn't really a safe spot to be either. Okay, I'll follow this guy. Can lock on, but generally it's better to manually aim. Nah, I ain't gonna hit him anyway.
The engine is cutting out. Target acquired. We're on fire. Put it out.
Yeah, I'm already done.
Our fuel's hit. We've lost half our gas. Turret ring hit. It's moving slowly.
At least it's still moving. I'm not out of it yet, but I'm pretty darn close.
Target lost.
Yeah, I know. I'd really like to go and hit that guy over there.
Target locked. Where did the target go? Bail out.
Yeah, there were nowhere. I was going to fight off a Panzer II off that in that kind of a situation. But that's okay. I think we're pretty much getting screwed here anyway. Looking at the score, I'm going to go ahead and pause recording for the moment while we wait for this match to end. Alright, that pretty much does that match. We lose. I don't even think I did anything. Apparently I detected somebody. So anyway, you get a little experience for that. Yay. Matter of fact, I probably should turn off experience games. Man, it doesn't really matter. Defeat. So we'll start up another one. I have had success with this tank before, but it is a T1, as I mentioned. It's the newbie tank. What are you gonna do? Visually, it isn't really one of my favorites. It kind of looks dorky to me. Very small tank as compared to other ones. Again, only 2 crew members. You have a driver, then the other guy does everything else. So I guess he drew the short end of that straw. Another problem I'm partially running into is there's actually 2 problems. I've not played this tank in a while, so I'm not used to its idiosyncrasies, and also I have a fresh crew. I just bought this tank. They're 50%, so what little gain I had by the time I was finished earning this tank is gone, which wasn't much to begin with, honestly. But dooby-doo, waiting on a match, waiting on a match. Normally it doesn't take that long to wait on a match. Of course, then again, it is like early in the morning, and I'm doing a lobby stuff. There's one T10 waiting for a match. I want to play it too. I was going to say I was going to pause it, but here we are. In fact, I think I'm going to pause it anyway just so it loads faster. I'll be right back. And we're back. Mines, one of my favorite maps, early maps. A lot of interesting tactics you can do here, if you can get people to cooperate. Although, again, I've not played with the T1 here in a while, so we'll see. I guess I'll follow this guy that wants to go to the hill, even though I usually think that's a bad idea. Everybody goes for the hill, so it's always expected. Don't hit me. Don't run into me. In fact, I ain't gonna go do it. I'm gonna go over here. Let him pass. Is there anybody behind me? No. And probably get killed because I don't think anybody else is going this direction. Yay! I'll go around behind this rock. Hide out a little bit until things calm themselves. A little camouflage here. Plus I got this big rock. Of course it's also blocking my vision. But looks like I got a couple other friendlies heading this way. Main concern right now is watch this area here. Being in a T1, scouting is really honestly, you're not going to do much unless you get lucky. Ooh. Oh really?
Ready to fire.
Yeah, he's gone. I'll let him get that kill. What's this over here? Is that on our level? No, that's across the way. So I suppose that is one little downside here of buying the things fresh, even though I did go ahead and upgrade it all the way, is crew experience has been reset. I could spend money to do that, but I ain't going to do that with these newbie ones. What's this guy behind me? He's just waiting on me, isn't he? Alright, let's go. If he's got my back, I'll trust him, even though I have no idea who he is. Crash through this. There's kill zones up on the hill, though. I'm not anxious to get up there, honestly. Although we're doing well. We're winning. Someone's doing something right, and it probably wasn't me because I was just sitting there. Yeah, those kill zones are usually right up on that. There's a little Overwatch, and this guy's like announcing all of our presences. I don't know if I can help you or not because you are like just waiting to be wailed on. Congratulations, you died. Can I get to any of these? No. Well, so I know where I like to camp out when I'm on the other side of the map. Waiting for people like me to approach. Ooh, can I get to him? Can I get to him? I can. Except for the fact that he saw me first and I'm screwed. Yeah, the hell with that. Everyone killed the guy on the hilltop. That's not up to me. It's one of the more sluggish ones. Even though it's a light tank, it doesn't maneuver like a light. Very slow turn rate. Of course, then you do have a track damage, but even so, I mean, it's faster than a heavy, obviously. It's faster than most SPGs. Well, I'm not getting pelted yet, so they must not be watching me over here. Here, that are. Oh wait. Aha! Hello, I see you.
Punch right through their armor.
Silly Panzer II. Yeah, I know you're still there. I know you're there too. There is a briquette gun that can sometimes work well. It's a rapid fire. On this particular tank, I don't like it. The rapid fire gun. For a multitude of reasons. The primary reason being I don't feel I'm fast enough. One of the things I like about the semi-automatic gun is if I'm on a fast thing, I can just kind of like run around and shoot people. Accuracy isn't as big of a deal because I'm firing so many shots. It's kind of like a little machine gun is what it is. It fires 3 shots in rapid succession. How are we not equal? Dagnabbit. I can't get to him. Come back up. Come back up where I can shoot you. Surely he knows I'm here. Oh, there's an MS. Can I get to him? That Panzer's up there still. Careful, guys. Better watch what I'm doing too, huh?
Permission to engage. Bounced off. Critical hit. Gotcha.
I got a kill. That's just that one last guy left. You're gonna have to come down here to get me. I'm in your base stealing your stuffs. Oh, they got him. He's screwed. Alright then, that went a little bit more successfully. I got 1 kill, 1 damage. Alright. Double experience for first win of the day with this particular dude. I think I've earned back my money I spent upgrading it. So anyway, overall thoughts. It's a T1 tank. What more can I really say? It isn't as fast as a light tank should be. It doesn't have much of a punch. Uh, some people do like that fast firing gun. Again, we're talking about personal taste here. I like having a little bit harder hitting, accurate shot from cover, at least in this tank, as opposed to firing a bunch of random shots out, doing a far less damage. I'm not doing much damage to these things anyway. So, even with this gun, you saw me ricochet several times at long range. So that's something to take into account. You're not going to be much of a sharpshooter, except maybe against another T1 tank, which you'll be fighting plenty of if you're in a T1. So you have to take into account tiers. Playing a T1, a Tier 1 tank, you're only ever going to fight Tier 1s and Tier 2s. So you don't have to worry about any heavy hitters or heavy armor. More than likely, you're going to be able to hurt anything. Again, a lot of it depends on where you aim to. It's not slow, I guess. It's fairly fast. What speed do we? We don't really show speed. We show horsepower. 132. It's a light tank, so that's plenty of horsepower for that. 132 horsepower on something as heavy as like a T1 heavy. It's barely move it. I don't even remember. I've got a T1 here somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at it real quick. See what horsepower is on those engines. Yeah, 825 or 700 on the base one. So, kind of a little bit of comparison. Yeah, horsepower isn't really more horsepower. You go faster with more horsepower, but you can't really compare the horsepower between two different tanks. So, because weight's an issue. One thing I don't know is I do know like guns and turrets are heavier, which is why you need to upgrade the suspension. But I don't know if that weight is taken into account with speed. That's probably getting deeper into the numbers than I want to get. Over here it says speed limit of 41. So, what's my speed limit on my Panzer II? 40. Yeah, it's about as fast as a Panzer II. Which is another slow tank. My busted up Panzer II. I tend to leave my tanks busted up until I want to use it again, just so I can see them busted up. Anyway, back to the T1. There it is. Not the prettiest thing. Very much looks old-fashioned, and it was. In fact, as I recall, this was never even used in battle. There's actually good descriptions on these. Well, there's a better description on the actual wiki. It really gets into details on these tanks, which I find fascinating and kind of fun to read. Shoot, I don't remember where the... the tech tree? There we go. Yeah, prototypes. 22 through 28 never saw mass production or service. So, this is just a early tank. They added into this game just to be an early tank. It was never used. So, it's probably why you never see any war footage with this thing. And it looks very much like something you would see right after in the interwar period there. Kind of clunky, kind of weird. Very much has the 30s style about it, doesn't it? Or 20s style. Early automobiles and so forth. These little big bug eye headlights. But, oh yeah, you see the hatches and such. That's actually something modeled into the game. If you shoot something into the hatch, you'll do more damage than you would through armor. Again, that's getting into mechanics a little bit more than I want to get into. Once I do finally get to the all three of the starter stuff, do a video on them, I'll probably do a quick recap comparison of the three, because all three of these are very similar. They do have their nuances. I'm not remembering them right off the top of my head because it's been a while since I played them, but I will do a recap of the Tier 1. Probably go ahead and do a recap of the tier 2s as well, at least in the same category. I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. For example, a T-57, this is a self-propelled gun, which is basically artillery. I'll probably do the USA, German, and USSR artillery, and do a recap of how they stack up against each other. And I have stuff to say about all of them. Again, I find war machines very fascinating. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. I'll probably go ahead and pick up the LOL tractor or L tractor. I'm sure it has a German name, but I just don't know it. It's the German T1. So, until then.